Hello and welcome to Noggin Comics. We've been gone for a month and a half. Had some family stuff to take care of, but we're back. We'll be talking about 5 books from February 18th of 2026. This is something that we plan to do every week now, as we're going to take 5 comics, and we're going to be dropping polls on our website and social media about 5 books you want us to talk about. So the first book that we're going to talk about is a book that's very popular right now. And when you heard that this book was coming out, you got really excited.
Yes.
This is Absolute Batman 17 by Scott Snyder and Eric Chianti, I think.
The one and only Absolute Poison Ivy.
So, our thoughts on Absolute Batman 17?
So it was a different artist than normal. He didn't have Nick Dragotta, but I still think this artwork worked really well for introducing Poison Ivy, Pamela Isley. Yeah, it's like a horror side of it that I really liked come towards the end of it. What about you?
Yeah, I'll say that the thing is about Absolute Batman 17 is that it does not dive into Pamela's seduction side. It's very much of a body horror issue, and that's the thing that Absolute Batman continues to do with each iteration of the villains that we know, is it's changing their background and origin stories and what makes them the villains. I mean, and if you're reading it right now, Bane and Joker have really been the only two main baddies in that book, and we really haven't gotten to the meat of Joker yet. This book, Absolute Batman 17, really dives into what Poison Ivy is going to do to Batman Bruce Wayne. Mm-hmm. But talking about Bruce, I kind of feel like this issue by itself, after the events of him taking down Bane, he has become a symbol for Gotham, a symbol of resistance. And Bruce does not like seeing the bat symbol around Gotham. And I think it does that pivots from the Poison Ivy aspect of the story, and it kind of talks about that a little bit, and I really enjoy that part of this issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got anything else to add to it?
I mean, I'm excited for more. I kind of like how I believe it starts off with her kind of being like, welcome, Batman, to your wish. And then she starts to kind of pull it out of him towards the end of the book. And then at the end, we get a hint of what's coming character-wise, at least for the next issue, which is exciting without, I guess, going into spoilers. But yeah, the design of Poison Ivy was really awesome.
So after Absolute Batman 17, we're going to dive into an IDW book. And this is an extension of the IDW Dark Line, where they're taking horror franchises and putting them into comic books. And this one I think you were excited for more than me. I'm excited for their take on A Quiet Place coming out. But this is Smile for the Camera #1. It's Hannah Rose May, and how would you say that author's name?
I think the artist is Mariana Puglia.
Mariana Pugliali. Sorry to butcher the name. I actually thought the art was actually pretty good for this book.
Yeah, I like the artwork a lot.
Now, as fans of the Smile franchise, I think I like Smile 1 more than 2.
Yeah.
And
for the most part, I think for me,
I think Nora got more out of this book than I did. Truthfully, I felt like the first couple pages was great. It very much felt like Smile, and then the end felt like Smile, but the middle didn't.
Well, it kind of puts you right in the action right away. Like, you're starting to meet these models who are working for this guy who's pretty sleazy. So you can kind of really see that once they're starting to meet him and interact with each other, that first off, I think it's really smart that they're kind of putting the story around these models, because these models are already vulnerable with their jobs
Misogyny.
and being women and this being mistreated as women. So I think it's also, you're kind of seeing their struggle through their own self-doubt as the issue goes and this character starts to see things. But yeah, and then things take a turn towards the end, but I think it did a really good job of just like putting you into the action right away, and I can kind of visualize it as like an opening movie scene in a way.
I also kind of feel like last year we had I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer, and I'll be honest, I kind of feel like coming off of that, this kind of felt more in line with that than it did Smile.
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the modeling and fashion school design of it. Overall, though, the story's got room to grow. And I feel like the more we get involved in the way that people are dying in the book, it might feel more like Smile.
Yeah, and it's a mini-series, I believe.
So,
yeah.
But Hannah Rose May, she recently did the exorcism at 1600 Penn. About the exorcism at the White House, which was really good, and she's got the exorcism at Buckingham Palace coming out soon. Mm-hmm. So those are two books interesting from her.
She also did Rogues Gallery, which we did not read.
We have the trailer, but we haven't read it yet.
From Image.
Now on to another number one issue, first issue, and this is the second book now in the DC Vertigo line, and this is End of Life number one. Now, what I love about this book is the team, the creative team. Kyler Starks, Steve Pugh, they did Peacemaker Tries Hard. It was last year, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic and hilarious. And I feel like their strengths is talking about characters that F up all the time.
Yeah.
And this is surely that book. The main character's name is Eddie Stallion, which I find hilarious. Like, it's such a 1990s action hero's name.
Yeah.
And it's about a robbery gone wrong because he robs a high-ranking mob boss. So he has to go home. But the thing about home is that his dad hates him. And it's ran by a racist. And that's what we have. Mm-hmm. I love Steve Pugh. I've always been a huge Steve Pugh fan. And I think that's why I may have enjoyed this book more than you.
I mean, I thought it was funny and it was a good first issue. And yeah, I'm excited for the second issue for sure. It had me laughing, but after reading, Bleeding Hearts a week ago by Dennis Camp, like that one was also very good. So I'm excited for what the Vertigo line is popping out.
Well, yeah, to be honest with you, when DC Vertigo was announced and these titles were announced, if you look at the cover End of Life, it does not look like an action comedy.
No.
And with this and Bleeding Heart having this dark humor but also light heart at the same time, in a way,
yeah,
it makes me look forward to what DC Vertigo is going to pull out, especially because it feels more like an indie line. And it just continues showing that DC is knocking it out of the park when it comes to books.
Yeah.
Now this next book is another number one. And it is our one of two Marvel books that we have on this list. And this is a character that you love.
Yeah, I do love this character, but I also haven't read everything, or the big stories that feature her. So this is Generation X-23. So you have Laura and then her sister Gabby, by Jody Hauser, and I can't remember the artist's last name or the first name here. Jacopo Kamanji. Sorry if I butcher that. Yeah, this issue, it was an issue 1. There was a really cool, kind of full page image that caught my
Laura.
All the generations of all the versions of Laura, all of her outfits. That was really cool. But yeah, I mean, it was a first issue. It wasn't to me, it didn't really stand out as this was really great.
So I think So I think this is my problem with Laura Kinney right now, is that we have so many X titles out right now, and we have so many Wolverine titles out. I'm wearing the Wolverine beanie right now, and here's my thing: is like if you give X-23 a red band book and let a creative like Erica Schultz run with it, you're going to have a definitive X-23 book that we haven't had since Tom Taylor.
I think the red band line kind of needs to step up their game. Yep. If you're really putting something like red band on it and you want it to be gory, give the gore. Like, don't hold back. Alias is coming out with a red band miniseries, I believe, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, the Laura Kinney, I mean, it's fine. It's a first issue. I'll still read it.
Don't like Gabby.
Yeah, and I also haven't read a bunch, like I said, with Tom Taylor's run, the intros of Gabby myself, but
so this
as
is,
of right now.
As you can tell, this is the one book that out of the 5 that we were not the biggest fans of. I just kind of feel like we need something that's different, and this is still something the same stuff we've been getting from Laura Kinney. That being said, though, the book does end with introducing some new characters, which could give us something new we haven't had. But as an issue 1, it wasn't memorable.
Yeah, but this last one is.
Yes, this last one is, and this last book we're talking about, I've heard people not liking it, and I absolutely loved it.
Yep.
And this is the final issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man 24.
Sad.
Jonathan Hickman, Marco Cicchello, and David Messina on the art. And the art, let's just talk about the art right away. Holy crap. This is some of the best Spider-Man artwork I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
The fight that he has with Kingpin, it just comes off the page. And that is what at first, when I was reading this, I'm like, all right, art's fantastic. But then I got to the end, and I was an emotional wreck. Mm-hmm. And then it leaves you with this crippling question of what the hell is Marvel doing with Spider-Man, because it finished the best Spider-Man title we've had in years.
Yeah.
Outside of Miles Morales, which just ended as well, Miles and Ultimate Spider-Man were the only 2 Spider titles that we were getting. I don't consider Black Cat a Spider-Man title.
We haven't been reading ASM.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, this is the first time in my life that I am not picking up ASM since collecting comic books, because I don't care. Nothing's presenting new. Where Ultimate Spider-Man gave us something that we had never had, and that is MJ and Peter married, and it works. And why I love this book so much, and I think why people hated it, or maybe didn't like it, is it closes stories. It has so much closure in it, and some characters die, and then it does not hint at anything for the future. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like this is the end of the Ultimate line. We got Ultimate Endgame going on. But what Hickman did for 24 issues of this series, it shows you there's a lot to tell with Peter Parker if you just change a few things up in the storyline.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, I think Ultimate Spider-Man is my favorite Ultimate title.
Yeah, mine too, for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't read much Spider-Man, so that says a lot.
But yeah, let's rank these 5 books. So Nora's gonna have her 5, I'm gonna have my 5, and you could probably sense where this is gonna go. So Nora, what's your
number 5?
Yeah, if you want to do top to bottom, or bottom to top.
Okay, so number 5 was Generation X. Generation X 23 number 1. Number 4 for me was End of Life number 1. Number 3 for me was Smile for the Camera number 1. Number 2 was Ultimate Spider-Man 24, and then number 1 for me was Absolute Batman 17. We were pretty similar, but...
Well, yeah, because it's 5 books. Same 5 books we're talking about, so there's going to be some similarities. But not really. The only thing that we share is we both had Generation X-23 at the 5th position. Then I had Smile for the Camera at 4. I anticipated more from that book. End of Life was my 3rd book, and I just feel like that's because DC Vertigo is it's number 1 issue, and I have found that book can be something that is a top 5 book all the time. Absolute Batman at number 2, which I expected to be number 1. I did not expect Ultimate Spider-Man to be my number 1 book of this ranking. Now, this is not our top 5 books of this week. There's more books that were actually really good. But like I said, we are picking 5 books to talk about each week. And like I said, we're going to be dropping polls on social media, Facebook, maybe Instagram. Probably should do Instagram. And our website about what 5 books from each week you want us to talk about. But in the comment section, let us know, of these 5 books, what did you like the most? Well, until then, see you at the comic shop.